What sequence of events in life led you to where you are now? My parents signed the permission slip to play the violin when I was in 4th grade. Now I'm almost 30 and a professional musician. That's awesome. Born. Moved to the middle of nowhere Montana at 5. Mom abandoned our family at 15. Therefore raised by ultra conservative, yet awesome. Dad, he was basically Hank Hill. Met high school sweetheart sophomore year. Joined Navy right after high school. Married high school sweetheart. Divorced high school sweetheart 3 months later when her neighbor got her pregnant while I was deployed halfway around the world. Insert lots of alcohol here. Got super depressed. Tried to off myself. Went to the hospital. Got fired from the Navy for being nutters. Insert drugs and alcohol here. Lived in Seattle until I completely ran out of money, places to live, and people who would do me favors. Moved in with my sister in Montana. Got married, not to my sister, sheesh guys. Went to college and got my degree in computer engineering. Had 2 awesome sons. Got well-paying engineering gig. Now I'm your typical middle-class American dad. And it only took 30 years. I've never been happier. You might want to fix this so it doesn't read like you married your sister, moved in with my sister in Montana, got married. Procrastinating so hard all the way to this point and I'm now working at Walmart. Sounds like where I'm headed unless I shape up. Parents left their teenagers in Poland and went to Munich to party, had unprotected sex, was born. 2 years later mom was helping friend fill out visa lottery in English. Filled one out for shoots and giggles, ended up winning. Moved to USA. Mom was emotionally unstable and controlling. Resulted in me being artistic and a computer geek. Made it a life goal to move out at 18 and become happy. Moved to Los Angeles at 18. Still in Los Angeles. Happy. Exactly where I wanted to be at 22. I thank alcohol for my creation. And the lottery for America. I thank alcohol for my creation. And the lottery for America. Please tell me this is your personal motto. Born. School. More school. Then even more school. Debt. 3 jobs. Move into own apartment. Laid off. Back to school. More debt. Became a nurse. Work and more work and yet. Still. Debt. Hoping I win the lottery soon. Born. Lived in a larger size city until almost high school. Moved to small hick town. Did some stupid hillbilly crap for a few years. Met high school sweetheart. Did poor in school at this point. Graduated. We broke up. Drunk and breakup sex led to a child with her. Got back together. Started career. Child's mother broke up with me permanently. Career took a dump on my face. Started new career. Got full custody of child. Here I am today. Yay, happy ending. Mostly just drifting like a jellyfish. Also I say yes a lot. Now I own my own business that is doing pretty good. It's a restaurant though so I'm fat now. Now I drift like a manatee. Born. Grew up in small town. Mom is bipolar. Sister is too. Dad works a lot. Drugs partying in high school. Meet a Marine at age 16. He was 18. Marry Marine 2 years later. Moved to military town. Husband deploys while I work. Husband gets home. Deploy again. Home again. Deploy. Home. Get out of Marines. Move back to home state. Job school. House. Dogs. Kids. Now I'm a Sam with 2 girls. Because sometimes marrying your first love and military marriages doesn't end in divorce. That's awesome. I hate how in today's society that military marriages so often have the connotation of divorce. Glad yours had a happy ending. Bought a liquor store. Walgreens ran me out of business. My girl dumped me, so I sold it. Took what little money I had and I threw on some food trucks with a couple guys and went down to the Texas oil fields. I fed oil rig workers. My business partner with the food trucks was a lazy butt. A truck driver I knew won $1 million in the lottery, so him and I bought 2 semi trucks and ran freight for the oil fields and cross country. My new business partner wouldn't stop doing blow and kept disappearing for weeks on end. So I left him and decided to take a break and bartend in Florida for a while. Got offered a job being a packaging equipment salesman by a customer at my bar. Now I live in paradise, make good money, have an awesome life, love my job and have great opportunities opening up. And best of all, I crap you not, my ex-girlfriend is taking me back. It's all true. I documented it all on Facebook. LOL. 1. Fail barely pass college courses, even those I enjoyed, and dropping out with the intention of not returning. 2. Decide to return to college a year later. 3. Retake class that I had withdrawn from. Get partnered up with a friend of a friend in a behavior lab class. 4. Friend refers me to her boss at the time. 5. Get job in my field, psychology, as a behavior therapist and graduate. 6. Plan to start grad school in the next year. Awesome. Happy endings are always nice. Born and raised in Oakland, MI. Parents got divorced when I was 6. Lived with dad. Very overbearing. Became reclusive. Read from encyclopedia collection stepmother owned. Did very well in middle and high school. Went to Michigan State. Dabbled in alcohol. Made good friends in my dorm. Decided to go to Malaysia for spring break junior year. My first real time out of state. Stayed in hostel in Johor Bahru. Did all the drugs. Drank a ton. Stripped naked. Got sick. Started vomiting. Friend took picture. Years later browse Reddit. See self. Born. Dad died when I was 4. Mom remarried a really cool American guy. Moved to the US. Went to school and stuff. Lots of sports and partying. Joined the army and flew helicopters for a while. Visited very sandy, hot places. Got married to hot German woman I met while working part-time at a restaurant. Got my MBA and CPA. Got hired by an accounting firm. Hot German wife is pregnant. Will be a father in February. Currently scared crapless. Well, I became addicted to opiates after I had brain surgery. Life spiraled out of control. Lost the house. Daughter went to live with my mother. Life continued its downward spiral. Got further into drugs and crime. Became homeless. Slept outside in December. Discovered rock bottom. Checked into rehab. In and out of rehabs for 2 years. Homeless again but clean and working. Now I live in a transitional housing apartment as I try to save money to move closer to my daughter in a place big enough for both of us. Starting out from scratch is hard. Good that you're working out of that. You can make it, man girl. Anyone else reading these like crappy green text stories? Very religious parents, wild times, alcoholism, eloping, working on sobriety, and a 1-year anniversary next month. Congrats in both the anniversary and the sobriety. You can make it, man girl. My parents were on vacation in Greece. They didn't have a lot of money back then, so they had to find cheap ways to entertain themselves. Some 9 months later I was blinded by light and some moron slapped my butt. Spent a whole year unemployed and out of school. Now I have 2 jobs and I am a full-time student because who needs sleep, right? Hey, at least you've got some money going for ya. Turned down football scholarships since my heart wasn't in it anymore. Got accepted to my dream school. Financial aid ended up being short. No longer able to afford my school I chose. Thought about the Air Force. Loved my then girlfriend too much and decided to stay and work for the family business for a year. She broke my heart 2 months ago. Dove back into lifting to clear my mind. 30 pounds lighter as of right now. Going to community college as of right now. Plan to transfer next semester. I'm doing good. Yay. Glad that following your heart worked out well for you. It all started about 4 billion years ago when the first prokaryotes formed. One thing led to another and here I am. You can't just yada yada the history of the earth. I was born a lazy sucker. Born. Parents got divorced before first memory formed. Mum had an affair with dad's best friend. Lived happily and unhappily on and off with mum's new husband for 11 years. He was a bit of tyrant, sexist, but provided lots of happy memories as well. Mum and stepdad divorced. Mum had an affair with a 21-year-old married father, whom she had met on the internet. Insert arguments. Drunk parents and step-parents. Moving out etc. Mother spends 6 years getting wasted whilst I babysit my brother after school. Mum gets with and gets married to third marriage, an old family friend. I hate him, argue, get verbally abused by him and finally move away to uni. Ex-stepfather dies. Visit my father 3 times a year throughout my life. Meet my so, struggle to get through uni, experiment with BDSM, pass, now first full-time job, happy, live with so. Worked for my dad's company over high school summers, absolutely hated it, realized if I didn't get a degree, I'd end up working owning it and hating my life forever, went to university for an engineering degree, worked hard, and I'm writing this from my desk at the engineering internship I got in April, before I return for my senior year next September. Looks like I'm on track to be a computer hardware engineer, and do what I love, tinker with electronics, and not take over the family business. Suck it, dad. But not really, cause you're a great guy and we're a fantastic father, and work harder than anyone I know. I just hate your line of work. Born 1963, was a weird kid and a ginger, still am. Wore Batman costume to school, skipped class 2 weeks in 4th grade, got picked on a lot and learned to fight, had an awkward adolescence, smoked a lot of dope, $10 an ounce back then, dropped out of school in 9th grade, drifted around a lot, lost my virginity at 21 to a hillbilly named Angel, moved in with an abusive family, worked oil rigs, learned to fly a plane, did plumbing work, did many jobs, met a beautiful woman named Amy, married her, got a decent job, had 2 beautiful kids, divorced Amy, became an alcoholic, paid child support and saw my kids every weekend, dated many women, currently single, currently drunk, gave my son a car, my daughter is pregnant, have a cushy IT job at company I have worked for 24 years, child support done much money, about to be a grandpa, about to go to the bar, feeling lonely, but have many friends, sending love to Reddit, be cool. A 5-year relationship ended and decided that there was nothing left for me on the East Coast. Moved to Denver 10 months ago. My best friend followed a few months after that, and it's been the best decision I've made in a long time. And I mean, legally smoking weed is pretty freaking cool too. Getting out of a place with bad memories is definitely the best way to go with things like that. Glad you're happy. Born MT, Clemens MI, grew up with a single mother, 2 repeat offender brothers, and lived in a town full of people they crossed. Made it to 6th grade in said town's school before I was pulled out after someone hit me in the face with a bowling ball on a field trip and the teacher blamed me. Transferred to a school in an adjacent town. No one knew my family, but after 6 years of being treated like scum and often hearing threats to my life well-being, I became a recluse and often shunned any attempts from people to become friendly with me. Stopped playing sports because my mom got scared after my brother took a baseball to the face, and never did the Boy Scouts because we didn't agree with the homophobia the local branch had. Summer before I started high school, I decided to try and ask out a crush. Ended up getting into an argument because she was drunk. Agreed to move out of state primarily because of this. We needed to anyway. Didn't remember until I transferred into a school in South Carolina that she had a history of depression and suicide attempts. Felt like utter crap for years until we talked again on Facebook and apologized for the argument. Was homeless after moving in high school. Didn't act on any more crushes because I was convinced my situation would be unfair to them, and I was scared of being put back into a situation like the last time. Joined AskReddit and cemented my plans to join the military. Made friends and allowed my wall to crumble a little. Learned about books and got deeper into video games. Became homeless again in senior year after trusting friends made in the shelter and just had to leave. Made more friends. Had a few breakdowns. Some public, some private. Developed an unfortunate crush on a friend who was dating another friend. Graduated. First in my family since my mom. And wisely decided not to go to college. And failed to qualify for the life scholarship by not trying harder sooner, but only missed by 1 spot. Got into my head and scared myself away from pulling the trigger and joining the military. Spent 2 years living with my mom and addict brother. Became homeless yet again after an eviction. Blame has many choices here, but I should have been gone long before that. Went through a shelter with my mom again. Talked to a recruiter. Started working out to lose weight so I could join in the future. Got an apartment, but let my mom get into my head, eventually scaring me out of continuing to work on myself. Went homeless yet again. Yeah, I'm a broken record. This time alone. Now I'm back to working on myself. Got a job. Got an application going in the Job Corps. And if all goes well, I'll leave with training and enter the army right out the gate when it's all through. Last year, I pulled up to a drive-through window that I had just drove off from. Cashier, what happened? Me, Well, the best I've been able to put together is that the shortcomings of my early 20s and the string of bad decisions that followed have resulted in my current lot in life. Cashier, me, you forgot my straw. Being born. Very loving dad. We did the sign language love sign every time we said bye. Distant mother. Mom didn't really like supporting us too much. Put into a majority white school with a great education system. Divorce of parents. Awesome kindergarten. Bullying started in first grade cause of big forehead. Family's members. Mom's side. Began bullying me cause of big forehead and the fact I was talking white. Then started beating me up. Dad got new GFS but they kept leaving him. Dad got new wife. We move in with new wife. New school with low class people. Bullying picks up again because I tried to defend a teacher in class on first day of school. Class was really loud and I never been anywhere they were rude to the teacher. Started getting depressed and once in middle school, realized how weird I was and how I acted. Lack of family members on dad's side around my age. Realized that I was in a loser group in middle school so I'll leave that group once I reach high school. No friends in HS. I was a loner for a while. Meet Devin, he is my new best friend. Devin leaves me to go hang with the cool kids. Loner again for a while. Meet Cody, best friends with Cody. He grows tired of me so he moves on to cool kids. Dad gets divorced. Dad buys new house and evil sister goes to college. I have to act like the woman around the house. Loner again meet Emilio. Emilio becomes an awesome friend. Emilio and me work hard to get into the same university. Dad gets new GF and buys a new house. Emilio outgrows me and finds new friends. I end our friendship this time. No friends in college and I browse Reddit for conversation. Somewhere in between all this I get rejected by 10 women and I lose my V card to an escort when I was 16. I think you might be too concerned about the cool kids. Enjoy yourself. Dropped out of school. Moved for a job. Settled for the first relationship I got into in the new city. Got guilted into marriage. Worked terrible dead-end office job. Divorce wife. Quit job. Aunt dies, leaving me money to go back to school. Get associates. Lose 40 pounds. Acquire younger hotter awesome girl. Continue on bachelor's degree. That's awesome. Happy endings are always good. Born. Moved to San Jose at age 1. Moved to a different neighborhood 2 years later. Met the girl, Kara, who became my instant best friend and who would later become the love of my life. We are the same age. School and stuff. The us. Met people. Got into cliques. Usual crap. Finally asked Kara out. Relationship becomes official. Kara passes away in a hit and run accident. We were 18. Recovery time for me. Lots of grief counseling and dealing with my demons. Moved to Canada to go to college and get away from my past. Got my honors BSc in biochemistry. Started my PhD in cancer research. Diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer about 6 months ago. Finally coming to terms with it and zero regrets. Currently living life like a champ. Making excellent progress with my degree and ticking stuff off my bucket list at the same time. Born. Went to school in grim northern England town. Bullied. I wonder how much of my personality is as a result of this. Met nice girl. Uni. Physics. Learned to code games for fun. We realize nice girl has crippling depression. Took us far too long. Get job developing software out of uni. Godsend. I got really lucky with it. Job gets me on grad scheme with big company. Get married to the nice girl. Find nice team to work on in the big company. Write book. At work. Shush. Nice girl gets pregnant. And now, I've been very lucky. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.